Hey guys, finally got my computer back, so now I can do videos. Yay! Um, so eventually I'll do like a challenge video or whatever if you guys want me to. Just you can leave suggestions either in the comments below or you can leave it on the Facebook page. Either way is fine. Um, so I'm going off of what everyone else did this week, which was the how you feel about like Harry Potter ending and like your favorite book and character stuff like that. So going with that, um, I will feel very sad when it ends. I don't think I'll cry. Maybe when people die, I might cry, but I don't know. I just don't feel like I'll cry right now. Maybe because I just don't feel like it's ending, even though it really is. Maybe I'm just in denial. I don't know. My favorite book is The Goblet of Fire. Um, this is because I just find that it has a lot more stuff going on in it. Like it had the Triwizard Tournament going on, and then like it had one of my favorite scenes, like the graveyard scene. My favorite movie, Prisoner of Azkaban. Um, don't know why, just I really love that movie. Maybe that's because one of my favorite characters is in it. Series. I when I got the DVD when it first came out, I came home and watched it every single day after school without fail. Like my sister got wicked mad at me, but I did not care. I just watched it so many times. Um, so my favorite characters, as I already said, one of them's Sirius. I just think he's really cool. I also like Harry, but he's kind of annoying sometimes. I know Sam likes angsty Harry, but I just find he's really annoying sometimes. I like Ron because he's like the comic relief, I think, and yeah, I don't know. I think he's cool. And then I really like McGonagall. I think she's one of the best professors. Well, best professor actually, besides Dumbledore. I think she's badass. I think she's I don't know, overlooked a little bit. Like I feel like she's just really cool and not given enough credit. So what can you say? Um, how I started the series, it was not recommended to me by anyone. What happened is when I was younger, and this still happens, whenever we go into Barnes and Noble, I'll always get like another book. And so we went in one day, and I was looking through the books, and I saw Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and I was like, oh, this looks cool. So I grabbed it and I brought it home, and I started reading it. I don't remember if I struggled through the first chapter or anything, but I asked my mom, and she said that I just kept reading it over and over and over again. So apparently I liked it like a lot back then. Not that I don't still like it, but then I just kept getting the new books as they came out. I never went to the midnight time to get the books. I always waited till the next day, except for the seventh book, which I was really mad about my mom for because she told me we were about to go to Maine, and she said, "Okay, we'll get it for you before we go up to Maine." So didn't bring anything in the car with me because I thought we're stopping at Barnes and Noble to get this book. No, they didn't stop, and I was sitting in the car for 4 hours with nothing to do, and I was like, younger, so I was so bored, and I was really mad at my mom. So then we get to Maine, and before we go to my grandparents' house, I'm like, okay, Mom, are we getting a good book now? And she said, no, we're going to your grandparents' house. And I was like, what are you? Oh. So I was mad, and I think I didn't talk to her very much, any of my family really, because they didn't get the book for me when I really wanted it. And then um, the next day, I asked my mom if we could go get it, and she kept saying no. but we were leaving like soon, like either the next day or the day after. And I told her, Mom, if you don't get me this book before we leave, I'm gonna be wicked annoying to you in the car because I have nothing to do. So she went. She brought me to Barnes and Noble, and I got the book, and I just kept reading it. Like I didn't. I mean, I guess it stopped, but like I just kept reading and reading and reading. You know, you want to get to the end of the book, and you want to figure out how it ends. Um, and now I have a confession to make. Um, don't get mad at me, but Harry Potter is not my favorite book series. Um, I found this out this week, like I had an epiphany or whatever, but there's another series by Robert Jordan, and I think it's really good, and so do the critics apparently. When I started reading it, I thought it was a cross between Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, and what a critic has said to it is right on the front of the, like all of the books. It says, Jordan has come to dominate the world that Tolkien began to reveal. That's, I think that's pretty good. Um, so it started off as it was supposed to be a 3-book series written by Robert Jordan, but honestly, I can't see how it was going to end in 3 books. Like after reading them, I'm like, how could you have ended it there? But eventually he extended to 6, and then it got extended. It was supposed to only be 12, but the last book was going to be like so big that they needed to split it up into 3 smaller books. Those 3 smaller books are still like 1,000 pages each. I mean, I don't know about the 14th book yet because I haven't read it because it hasn't come out yet, but 12 and 13 are both like 1,000 pages long. So, and that's not an exaggeration. That's really how long they are. Um, so they're 14 books, and some of them might be a little slow, but like at some point, but I think it's really good. Um, like I said, it's like a cross between Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, and I can't really, I don't think I can explain very well like what it's about because I feel like whenever I try to explain it to someone, it always just sounds really lame coming out of my mouth, and then like I don't know, I feel like I've turned them off from the book, but I don't know, I just really like it. So it's like I think it's really well written. It has like a lot of foreshadowing, and like you're always guessing as to like what something means. Like there are like prophecies in it, and you're like, oh well, how is that gonna happen? And then like you're always looking at it and saying like, well maybe it's this or maybe it's that. Like even after some things are happened that could fulfill it, you're like, well maybe that's not actually what it is because it doesn't fit it exactly. So like you're always guessing. There are like lots of plot twists, character twists. You never really know like who's good and who's bad and stuff like that. And unlike Lord of the Rings, it's descriptive without being overly descriptive. Like if you know what I mean. If you've read Lord of the Rings, then you know what overly descriptive is. But that series was started about the same way as I did Harry Potter. I was in the store one day and I saw the book and I was like, oh, this looks good. Okay, I'll try it. I started reading the one of the prologues because it had 2 prologues in it, and it was like really boring to me, and I just couldn't finish it. So I put it down and I stopped reading it. And then last summer, I believe, not last summer, I guess 2 summers ago, I I picked it up again because I didn't have any other books to read. So I was just like, oh well, I guess I'll start reading it. And again, the first chapter seemed really slow to me, and I struggled through it. And when I actually wound up finishing that and got into the other chapters and kept reading, I found out that I really liked it. So this is the book I started with. It's actually not the full first book. It's only half of this book. Um, what happened with me is I read this and thought it was the end. So then I went from this book to the second book and realized that I was missing something. So I kept reading. I went through the entire series, and then without reading the second half of the first book, and I kind of got it, but I was still missing some things. So got through it, read the entire series, and then I heard that there was a prequel. So I decided to get that, which is this New Spring. And I read this past week, and then that's when the epiphany came to me that I really, really like this series. So this is the first series I've done this with. I am now in the process of rereading the books. I never did this with Harry Potter, and I feel kind of bad saying that, but I'm in the middle of the first book now. I've gotten to the second half of it, which I haven't read yet. So I mean, it's kind of shocking, but I really know what happened. But it's cool because like you're looking at stuff and it says like they'll say something like I don't know, like, ooh, they're joking around, haha, I'm gonna be king someday, and like you just laugh at that because you're like, yeah, you're right, or something like that. And they're like just little things that you catch that you didn't notice before, and I guess maybe I should go through Harry Potter and do that. But I don't know, I really like it, and I guess I'm suggesting this series to you if you can sit through 14 long books because they are all long. The shortest book is the prequel, which is only like 400 pages. Like I said, the longest is 1,000, and the first book is about 800. So they are long books, and there are 14 of them, but I think they're really good and really worth it. So if you want to start it, if you want to read it, you can either start with the prequel, New Spring. You can start with the first book, The Eye of the World, or you can start with the first half of the first book, From the Two Rivers. Just don't make the same mistake that I did and get the second half of the first book, which is To the Blight, which I don't have. But, like I said, I think it's worth a read, and if you really want me to try and explain what it's about, I will do that. If you ask me to. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm just really bad at explaining what it's about. So, I'm sorry that the week that we were supposed to be all sad about Harry Potter and stuff, I'm like going off on another book, but I need to get that off my chest. That there's another series that I really like. But Harry Potter still rocks. Okay. So, I'll see you guys next week. And yeah, bye.